Welcome back, everybody, to the South Carolina Gamecocks Revamped Dynasty here, NCAA 14. We are now in the final two games of season for your Gamecocks. They dropped one early in the year against Georgia, but they've went on to win a long streak since then. Oklahoma, they have not lost one yet. They've been one of the best teams in the country since they've joined the SEC. Last year, the matchup with the Sooners honestly went pretty well for Carolina, all things considered. It kind of got close at the end there, but we were able to upset them. And really, at the end of the day, they beat them pretty easily with how the game actually looked and how the scoring went. But the Sooners made it a contest a little bit at the end. But at the end of the day, Carolina came out on top with the win. This year, though, it's going to be a lot harder. The Sooners are undefeated. Last year, they had a loss going into the game, but this year, they have got a couple of close wins. They've got a win in an overtime over Texas, Missouri. They beat Tennessee by 3. They beat LSU by a touchdown, but this Sooners team is led by Nick Evers, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, almost thrown for 2,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. They also have, not to mention it, Javonte Barnes in the backfield, 1,500 yards on the ground, 15 touchdowns, and they are going to have a chance today to solidify their spot in the SEC championship at least. But we're going to get the ball first, and this Carolina offense will take the field here in the first quarter. Braden Davis came in after the loss to Georgia, took over the spot from Julius Canary. Now he's going to take it and run with it, and he loses 2 there. Davis has, really, he took the starting job, and he hasn't looked back since. There's been some bumps along the way, but he has been fairly good. 2nd and 12. Davis is going to go down again. Looked like he wanted to step up in the pocket. There just wasn't enough real estate there, so now they have a 3rd and 19 after 9-yard loss on the first 2 plays. Lavacia Carroll's going to run the screen. He cuts and swerves, but he is quickly brought down 7 yards on the pass there, and the Sooners will get the ball. Their defense, a nice stand early. Nick Evers going to start the day with the pass. He is going to lob it outside. McDuffie, Josh McDuffie with the 18-yard catch there on the outside. And the Sooners have a 1st and 10 across midfield. The first time in enemy territory for Oklahoma today. Evers, it's going to be a play action, wants to throw it, and it could have been intercepted. Kawan Banks was there. McDuffie drops it instead. Now a 2nd and 10. They're going to bring Helms in motion. Evers is going to hand it off to Javonte Barnes, running through the tacklers. And he's got a 9-yard running gain there. 3rd and 1 for the Sooners. Evers right outside the 36-yard line, and it's going to be a run. He's going to run it, and it's down inside the 15. He's got a 15-yard run on the ground. Had a chance to bring him down, but he evades Rory Patrick, evades Westmoreland. And now they've got it inside the red zone. 2nd and 10 from that same spot. Nick Evers wants to throw to the air, and it's intercepted. Nick Emenawari brings it down, and that's going to be the first turnover of the day. Nick Evers, he's 1 of 3 for 18 yards as Nick Emenawari, the better of the 2 Nicks, is what he's trying to prove. He just snags that one out of the air. 2nd and 7. Braden Davis is going to start the next drive with an easy pass to Landon Sampson, but he is quickly brought down, and they are now in a 3rd and 3 situation. Lavacia Carroll can't get the first down. So despite the turnover in the red zone, Oklahoma lives to fight another day. 0-0. Nick Evers looking to get a much better output. This time he finds Nicholas Anderson. We've got Nicks all over on both sides of the ball. At least 3 on the field at one time. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. And Sooners going to throw it again. And Anderson again on the outside. This one goes for 19 yards. And they've got it on in our side of the field again. Nick Evers out of the shotgun. 3rd and 5. He wants to throw under pressure from the right side. Gibson bounces off. Stays on his feet. And it's a touchdown. Jaden Gibson. 23 yards for the Sooner receiver. And they have struck first today. A nice, simple stop route. And he just evades the first man. Bounces off of the second. And now he's got it in the end zone. Jaden Gibson does a great job of staying on his feet. And Carolina takes over Under 2 minutes now left to go in the first. Braden Davis fires to DJ Long. He has to come back to it. He stays up, but he actually ends up losing the first down when he had to come back to the ball, so they're going to have a 3rd and 1. Haven't been able to get a 3rd down yet today. They've punted twice. Lavacia Carroll this time. They're going to give it to him. That's a 1st down run, a tough one. But now they have a 2nd and 8. Davis, play action, wants to go deep, and it is lobbed well past the intended receiver, Robert Jennings, in coverage. And now Davis is in the backfield. It's a 3rd and 8. He is going to hand it off. Lavacia Carroll got the 1st down, spinning down right around the midfield logo. That is a 12-yard run. You've got to have a lot of faith in your running back to run it on 3rd and 8. And it pays off that time. Davis now 2nd and 10, wants to step up, and he's sacked. Braden Davis brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Grayson Houghton brings him down. Terrific coverage by the Sooners secondary. Davis goes to step up, and the O-line just couldn't protect him that much longer. And that is going to bring up a 3rd and 14 right at 8 minutes left in the second. Davis wants to throw under pressure, rolling, gets rid of it, and it is a thrown away ball. Thought it could have been intentional grounding. I had to hold my breath there for a second. But they do not seem to call it intentional grounding, so the Sooners will get the ball first. Javonte Barnes wrapped up quickly. He's going to lose 2. In a 3rd and 5 for the Sooners, a chance finally for this Carolina defense to get off the field by punt. It's going to be a screen pass. Evers gives it up to Javonte Barnes, and Westmoreland read it all the way. He was reading that one like a book as soon as it snapped. And Donovan Westmoreland followed it, thought he could have had a chance at the interception. He actually overran it. And that was a big stop there. Now you have a chance to come down the field and tie it again. Davis looking to get going. He finds Carroll on the wheel route. He hasn't had a massive role in the passing game, but when he does it very well typically. 2nd and 1 now later on that same drive around midfield. Carroll's going to get it up the middle. Thought he would have had more room than that, but it's a 1st down nonetheless. Only a 2-yard gain now, 1st and 10. Davis, this time he's going to go to Carroll again. This time there's space up the middle. He's got it inside the red zone, or inside the territory of the Sooners. I keep messing up saying the red zone. Red zone's inside the 20 now. 1st and 10. Braden Davis wants to roll. He's got some space to run. He can run it. Don't forget that. He's going to slide down around the 15. They're going to mark him around the 14, I believe, as they now have a goal line set, and 1st and goal later on the same drive. Davis going to go to Carroll. Carroll is close. It's going to be 2 on the gain, and now they're going to have a 2nd and goal. Davis under center. It's a goal line stand. Give it to Carroll. He is stuffed. Lavacia Carroll can't get into the end zone on the 2nd try. So they're going to have a 3rd try. 3rd and goal. Davis under center. Gives it to Carroll. He has to cut, and he slangs in. Touchdown. Lavacia Carroll, the senior running back, has it on the goal line stand. He had he probably would have been tackled had he kept going outside, but he had to sling himself back inside. And that's how he got into the end zone. So the Sooners have a chance now, up tied 7. They're looking to go down the field and continue their winning ways if they can get back on top here. 3 minutes and remaining in this second quarter. Evers is going to go to Javonte Barnes, and he's got the 1st down. The Sooners, an efficient running offense, but this Carolina defense is stingy. And Nick Evers had his man open deep downfield. He's going to instead run for it. Stays on his feet, and he's got a 1st down right around midfield. They're going to mark him actually exactly at the 50. Now a 3rd and 5. Later on the same drive, Evers in the shotgun. Barnes to his right. Takes the snap. Wants to throw. Evers outside. Got his man McDuffie. Steps out of bounds. He had a chance to go all the way, but Josh McDuffie steps out with his left foot. And the Sooners offense had a strike there. They still get a 1st down deep inside Carolina territory. They're going to run now. Javonte Barnes never stood a chance. There was no blockers on that outside edge. You're expecting him, honestly, to break a tackle like that, but now they have a 3rd and 10. Evers steps up all kinds of time to the end zone, and it's caught They're going to mark him out of the end zone, so they have it inside the 5. Josh McDuffie, honestly, I'm not going to lie, looked like he had the end zone there, and now they're just going to finish it off. Javonte Barnes, Heisman Trophy candidate, is going to run it in. They go up 14-7. He had broke the record for most rushing touchdowns in a career at Oklahoma with 61. 61 rushing touchdowns for Javonte Barnes. The Gamecocks still have over a minute remaining. They're going to start with a positive play there to DJ Long. That one goes for a first down of 15 yards. Now 1st and 10. Braden Davis stepping around, firing and spinning to make the grab is Scott Hall. The veteran tight end has an 11-yard catch now under a minute. 1st and 10. Davis under pressure. Nowhere to go, and he's stuffed. Brought down for a loss of 8. Carolina is forced to use a timeout, but it is now 3rd and 18. Davis stepping around under pressure. Wants to sling it, and it's picked off. McKenzie has a chance to return it, and he's tripped up. The O-lineman saves the day. Braden Davis was getting blocked. Kobe McKenzie had no one in front of him, and he has it inside Carolina territory, deep inside Carolina territory. And the Sooners have a timeout with 35 seconds left. Nick Evers wants to run, got some space. We need a big tackle here. Good job by Stone Blanton to bring him down. And now they have to get a hold here. You do not want to go down 21-7. 2nd and 8. Probably the last play of the half. If they don't get it, they're going to kick a field goal. Evers takes the snap, wants to run, and he's brought down. So they look like they're going to settle for a field goal, and just like that, it is a 10-point ball game. If they can knock this one through, it is up, and it is good. Thought it might have trailed out to the left, but they do not miss often here in this game. 8 minutes now on the clock. We are starting the third. 17-7 is your score. The Sooners going to start the second half with a run to Javonte Barnes. He does a nice job of getting some pressure there up the right side, and you get 6 yards. 2nd and 4 now. Nick Evers under pressure immediately. It's a pitch play, and he doesn't even get rid of it. He just has to eat the sack. Would have been a dangerous pitch anyways with all that traffic, but they have a 3rd and 5. This would be huge for Carolina's defense. You've got to get off the field. Evers throws it, and it's dropped. Oh, man, Ed Helms, that's the guy from The Office. Helms drops the ball. And now the Gamecocks offense gets it back. Carroll's got a nice space up the left side. He's going to break a tackle and keep running down inside Sooner territory around the 40. Lavacia Carroll, 25 yards. And he's got it past midfield around the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 now. In Sooner territory, this Gamecock offense, you need a big play. Davis under pressure, rolls out, steps up, delivers, open, overthrows it, but it's caught. Scott Hall leaping and laying out for the touchdown as he has nothing but athleticism right there. He just strains all the way for that one. And that is a nice diving touchdown for the Gamecocks. As they bring this back down to 3, 17-14 for the Sooners. They get back on the field. Nick Evers could have been picked off. Oh, man. I thought that one was going into the end zone. Keenan Nelson had a pick 6. Nobody's stopping him if he gets that now. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a big hit. Nick Evers gets lit up by Kawan Banks. I don't even know if he saw him coming from the right side. But instead, it is a 3rd and 12. Sooners need to convert this one. Nick Evers steps around, fires, and he drops it. Nicholas Anderson had the ball, had the first down, but looked like he tried to turn around and run with it. And before he actually caught it, so Landon Sampson hasn't been involved in the pass game too much. He's going to be involved in the running game. A couple broken tackles. He's shoved out of bounds deep inside Sooner territory. That is a 22-yard run for the receiver now. 2nd and 3 later on that same drive. 7 yards up. Lavacia Carroll got the block, got the edge, and it's a touchdown for Carolina. 31 yards for the Gamecock running back, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. And he shows the athleticism and the speed. We're definitely going to miss him next year. He has been so good for this offense. 2nd and 6 is where the Sooners are going to pick up. Nick Evers gives it to Barnes. And he's going to lose or gain 4. but he still needs to get 2 for the first down. It's going to be a tight spot here. Nick Evers goes to Barnes. Barnes, can he get there? Stumbles, and he is short. So Carolina gets the stop, has a chance here to basically put a dagger in the Sooners. 21-17. Davis steps up, fires it long, open down the middle of the field, cutting inside, gets the block, and it's a touchdown for the Gamecocks. DJ Long has been so good in this offense all year long. He's really taken a step in the right direction for us. And he makes a nice read to get into the open field. Cuts inside. Brandon Robinson maybe gets away with a little bit of a block in the back or a blindside block. But DJ Long is the one who gets into the end zone for Carolina. And just like that, this game has been flipped on its head as Barnes loses 3. The Sooners, you've got to respond here. You go from up 17-7 to down 28-17 in the matter of a quarter. You've got to get a response going. Nick Evers, this time he's got some space to run. He does have room, but it's a first down, 22 yards into the 45-yard line. Now, Nick Evers, 1st and 10, wants to throw deep downfield, and he's got Anderson. This time, Nicholas Anderson holds on. And that was Keenan Nelson again in coverage. He is always getting beat deep. There's been a couple games where he almost cost us the game because he gets beat deep. Sometimes he gets bailed out because the receivers drop it. That time, though, now they have a 2nd and 6. That's going to go to Gavin Sawchuk. He has got a 5-yard run for the Sooners offense. They've set up with a 3rd and 2. We are now in the final minute, or less than a final minute of this third quarter. It's going to be a run play, an option play. Nick Evers keeps it, pitches it to Sawchuk. He cuts inside. Might have had the touchdown if he went outside. A good job by Kwan Banks on the outside to get free at the last second and force him back inside the field, basically setting the edge. So now to start the fourth quarter, they have it on a 2nd and goal. Nick Evers going to muscle his way and into the end zone, and he's going to run right over top of 2 of the Carolina defenders outside there. I'm not sure who that was out there. It looks like it might have been Nick Imanawari, Donovan Westmoreland. All of the guys out there are just getting run over. They're going to go for 2 now. They're going to bring their man in motion, and it's going to be a read option, and Nick Evers makes it a 3-point ball game. And they are not out of this just yet. Another rushing attack by the Sooners offense, and the Gamecocks take over. Up by 3 now instead of 10. Davis wants to play action pass it, going deep again. Why not again? DJ Long inside Sooner territory. 53 yards later, the Gamecocks are gonna spot the ball inside the red zone. A beautifully run play action pass. DJ Long gets open, and he has got it. 1st and 10 for Carolina. Lavacia Carroll's gonna run it. He's got some space, pushing his way towards the marker. That's going to give them a 2nd and 1. That is a 9-yard carry. And now they have a 3rd and 2. So a dangerous spot here. A field goal only puts you up by 6. Davis going to go to Carroll. He has got the first down, and he's muscling his way forward. So you've got to think they're going to start running the clock down as much as they can, but maybe not. 2nd and goal now. Braden Davis in the shotgun. He's got Carroll to his left. He is going to look around the field. DJ Long to the left. Scott Hall right there to the right. Sampson and Robinson on the exterior. 2nd and goal. Davis steps up to the end zone, and it's dropped. Oh, DJ Long had it in his mittens, but instead it is a 3rd and goal. You've had 3 tries. Davis fires. Carroll's got it. Can he not get in? Tried to make the last man miss, but he gets obliterated right at the goal line. And the Gamecocks are going to settle for 3 most likely. You've got to expect them to just to get up by a touchdown. Now 31-25. Sawchuk's got it, and he has got the first down. The Sooners, no need to panic here. You've got a whole 5 minutes left, essentially. And they have a 2nd and 13 now as the clock ticks down around 4:40. Nick Evers is going to hand it off to Sawchuk. He's going to run to the outside, and it's going to be a nice run Maybe could have had more again, but he just cuts it back inside again. So I'm confused why he keeps doing that. But a 3rd and 5 now is where they stand. A big play here. Evers throws into coverage, and it's caught. Nicholas Anderson, a lot of traffic in the middle of the field there. But they have a first down. 2nd and 10 now. Evers wants to throw. It's going to be a play-action bootleg. He finds Helms. Helms is going to run it. And Caden Helms has got a nice 6-yard gain, setting up a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 4. Evers wants to throw again. This time it's Anderson again. And he holds on to it. A lot of bodies in there. But Nicholas Anderson, he's going to have the first down again now. 3 minutes remain. Nick Evers wants to throw, and it's caught. Gaddis is going to bring it inside. Eric Gaddis, the freshman, gets it inside the 15. And they have it 2nd and 4 at around the 6-yard line. Evers goes to Sawchuk, and he's going to lose 3. Remember now, a field goal does not accomplish anything for the Sooners here. So a 3rd and 6 for everything. Evers steps up off his back foot, fires Anderson, breaks the tackle, and it's a touchdown. Nicholas Anderson. And Anderson has been the favorite target today of Nick Evers. And that time it's a lob pass. He just stops at the goal line, sticks his arms up in the air, and he just catches it, bounces off a couple of tacklers, but they left a lot of time on the time clock there. 2 minutes remaining. Carroll's going to get it. They're not going to be in a rush, but you do not want to run for no gain. 2nd and 10 back at the line. It's going to be a pass along. He is having a legendary day. Adds another 16 there. 1st and 10 now. Davis, do not panic. You've got all the time in the world now. Going to catch it across the middle. Scott Hall. And they are already inside Sooner territory. 19 on the pass and run there. And Scott Hall does a nice job of getting open. 1st and 10 now. Davis is going to run a play action with Hammond. Hammond's going to fake it, and it's going to be a pass to Robinson. He's been quiet today. 25 yards on his catch there. And they're inside the red zone. 2nd and 5, under 40 seconds left. They're going to give it to Brandon Hammond. He's got it up the middle. 1st and goal for the Gamecocks. 7 yards. No reason to rush. No reason to kick a field goal too early. 1st and goal. Davis going to keep it on the ground, and Hammond's got it. Touchdown. Carolina scores at 21 seconds left. 37-32 as they can go up by 6 now. Yes, they do. 38-32 is the score. Nick Evers wants to get something going, and he's sacked. They have to use a timeout on the first play of the drive. Now 3rd and 15. Not looking great for the number 1 ranked Sooners. Evers wants to throw. Should have been picked off. Should have been caught. It looked like the receiver wasn't ready for it after Nelson missed it. And instead, they have all or nothing. 4th and 15. Evers all alone in the backfield. Wants to throw well short, and it's a catch, but it's out of bounds. And the Gamecock fans are celebrating as head coach Belak Smeems once again upsets the top-ranked Sooners. This time, a score of 38-32. The Gamecocks, they fought hard. They came back at the last second. And now the Sooners fall to 9-1 as they get their first loss of the season. They played very well today, but at the end of the day, just settling for a field goal right before halftime. You've got to wonder if they're going to look back on that and ask themselves over and over again if that was the right thing to do. They had it inside the 20 with no time left, so they had a chance at one last play, but they went for the field goal. Braden Davis was not spectacular, but amazing. 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Lavacia Carroll, 17, 125, and 2 touchdowns. Brandon Hammond was the hammer. We're going to start calling him Brandon Hammer. Was the hammer that basically won the game for the Gamecocks. He punches it in there at the end with his 3rd carry of the night. 3 carries, 13 yards, 1 touchdown. That is efficient right there for a backup running back, and he has a chance next year to take his game to the next level as the starter. And we'll have to see how he does doing that. But so excited to see him get that touchdown there. DJ Long, 6 for 159 and a touchdown. The sophomore receiver out of Madison, Alabama, has been unstoppable for this Carolina offense. And Scott Hall also had a touchdown there. Donovan Westmoreland led the way with 8 tackles, 3 for loss. Nick Nawari had the interception up there. We had a couple guys with some tackles for loss and some sacks. Rory Patrick had a sack. TJ Sanders had a sack. A couple of big seniors there. And TJ Sanders, Patrick is still a sophomore. We also had Sean Jones get a little bit of playing time there. He had 1 tackle there as a freshman defensive tackle. And this Gamecock team, you could have gave up. You could have just rolled over and gave up after that loss to Georgia. But now we're just 1 game away from finishing the year 11-1, basically on like a 9-game winning streak. And as you can see, the Sooners, though, their statistics aren't bad either. Nick Evers, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. A good statistical output by Evers there. He has been very good for the Sooners. Unfortunately for them, they're going to be losing him this year. As he's a senior, he'll go get drafted somewhere. But Evers has 1 touchdown on the ground as well. 84 rushing yards. Javante Barnes wasn't doing it for the Sooners. 13 of 36 and a touchdown. Nick Anderson was outstanding. 692 and a touchdown. Then you also had Jaden Gibson, just Superman there, did not want to go down. He had 1 catch, 2 catches, 29 yards, and 1 touchdown. Robert Jennings had 6 tackles. We also had Kobe McKenzie, the linebacker, with the interception. He had a sack as well. A couple of guys with sacks. They had 3 on the day. But the Sooners, at the end of the day, take the loss, and we've got some even better news. Carolina continues to dominate the recruiting land there. They're just doing outstanding work in the recruiting class. A couple new commits. We're going to be going after Danny Gardner out of Anchorage, Alaska, looking to get him over here into the coastal warm weather of South Carolina and see if he can actually play here. Jack Higgins committed. Brandon Long committed. Kenny Watts committed. Dustin McNeil committed. A couple of guys that probably won't make the roster, but they look like some depth guys. As you can see, we sit at the #1 class in the country. Surprisingly, that's the first time we've done that despite having a national championship under our belt. We are hopefully establishing a recruiting powerhouse here in South Carolina, as you guys will see. And it's just a good sign for future things to come. With that win, we jumped up to number 7. Somehow, Oklahoma's number 5, even though we just beat them. We still have to take on whoever in the SEC championship. We still have to take on Clemson in our rivalry game, but I would say we're in okay position to make a national championship game if we win the SEC championship, but that's a big if. There's a lot of teams ahead of us that are undefeated. Baylor, Arizona, Penn State, all are undefeated. So if none of those teams lose, then it's going to be tough for us to jump them, and we're going to have to work really hard and win both of our last 2 games at minimum just to get a chance. If we win both of those games, we're still not even guaranteed. But next episode will be the final game of the regular season here in Season 4. Clemson is 6-5, so they do get a bowl game no matter what happens. But obviously, a hateful Palmetto Bowl, they're going to want to win no matter what. We're going to want to win no matter what. The Tigers always play us tough. They always play each other tough, and we're going to look to get another win. They're coming off a tough loss. As always, though, I hope you guys enjoy this series. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next episode as we take on the Clemson Tigers. Peace out, everybody.